Hey guys, today I will be showing you guys what mods slash tools that I use to modify OK Beyblades. So to clarify one thing, I don't modify any good or like really good Beyblades. I just modify semi old Beyblades, not even old, like just like some Beyblades that aren't very good that could use some work. I don't use these in competition or whatever. I mean, there are no competitions in my area at least. I don't think there ever has been one. I don't think there ever will be one, unfortunately. But yeah. So this Beyblade is a good example of a Beyblade that I would modify. It's a Hasbro Hades. Not very good. These aren't the stock parts. I don't have the stock parts because I obtained this Beyblade in a trade. But yeah. Before we take a look onto what mods are here, I'll show you guys the tools slash things that you will need for modding. So the first, I forgot to include one thing. There we go. The first thing is I have this bag that I take around with me sometimes if we're planning to do some modding. If my friend says he has an old Beyblade that he could use some work. By the way, this is really important later. In this pouch right here, this is like the main tool pouch where I keep most of my stuff. I have this, which is actually a really cheap slash generic precision screwdriver set. And it has mostly flatheads, which is good because that's what you can use to open Beyblades. And it has some Phillips. I use these for like prying stuff, the smaller ones at least, prying stuff, jamming stuff into things, stuff like that. Yeah, so this is very cheap. It was like $3 for this set. It's very cheap, not good at all. The case is like basically non-existent. So yeah, I just use that because I didn't want to, Beyblading is already a kind of expensive hobby for the Beyblades themselves, and yeah. These aren't knives, don't worry. These are actually all just, like, arts and crafts tweezers. So these are good for assortment of things, picking up small bolts out of Beyblades, getting putty into Beyblades, getting putty out of Beyblades, putting small pieces that are kind of too small for your hands to grab, like, because we like to open up some Beyblades. Sometimes we do just very simple modifications like what we do on this Beyblade. But sometimes we actually do like complex repairs. Yeah, especially Command Dragon. We opened that up to reset the wings. And man, was that annoying. And these tweezers really came in handy for that. I have 4 of them. I'll rank them from my most favorite to my least favorite. My favorite tweezers would probably be these ones. I don't know, not these ones. I don't know what the name for these would be but I like the curved nose. They're good for grabbing things at an angle, so you don't have to like go in like that. Your hands in a more relaxed position, more comfortable to use. Then after these, I would say these are my ones. These are literally just standard tweezers. There's nothing special about them. Pointy tweezers. Yeah. And then these two are probably tied for my least favorite. I really only use this one for sometimes applying stickers onto Karatomi base, because the flat, the wide nose makes it easy to apply stickers. But besides that, I don't really like either of these tweezers. This one is like a reverse tweezer where you squeeze to open, which is a little weird. I don't know why you need that, but yeah. If you guys know the name of these tweezers, comment down below. This is probably my favorite screwdriver to use. It's actually a modified screwdriver. It's a Mastercraft. Can't tell if you guys can read it. I think it's like washed out. But I modified this because it's actually too wide and I couldn't find another decent screwdriver, so I just took some sandpaper and sanded down the tip so it fits Beyblades better. It does have a magnetic tip, by the way, and free spinning butt. So yeah, this is my favorite screwdriver. I use this one a lot. And I'm pretty sure that's basically it. I also, in this little pouch, I keep away from everything else so it doesn't damage or anything. I keep some sandpaper. Because, again, especially like for this stuff, sandpaper is very good. If I can find my launcher grip, here it is. I actually sanded this part down a little bit because it was a little too long because this was not made for a standard launcher grip. This red piece was actually made for a Go Shoot dual launcher grip. So the shape was a little different, so I had to sand it down so it would fit more snugly into place on this grip. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the bag. So I also love to use these. I don't know what these are called. I just found these at my house randomly. It's just a bunch of like small-ish rubber bands that I like to use for modifying tips. Let me see if I can show a good example of it. So this is a standard iron tip, and I'm gonna try and find a rubber band. I want that black one. It's kind of hard to grab though. But you know what? Tweezers are good for that. Yeah, so this is why I grab tweezers. Boom. And I knocked them over. Great. So yeah, what you can do with this is you can just put it around one of these nubs. I don't know what they're called in the driver. One of these nubs. Hook it onto there and kind of stretch it onto the other one. If I can do it properly. Oh, okay. It's hard to do on camera. But yeah, like that. And boom. If I don't have such butterfingers, it would be so much easier. But yeah, this makes your Beyblade a lot tighter without having to jam anything inside of the Beyblade. Now it kind of makes it hard to turn, if you guys can tell. So yeah, I added putty inside the hollow pieces of this Beyblade to make it slightly heavier because it was really, really light, the layer at least. Because even though it has this like kind of metalish because it's from Switch Strike, still not very good. Still too light. So yeah, this is now a pretty decent Beyblade. This is just like, I lend this out to friends because, I mean, I'm not gonna lend, no offense to my friends, but I'm not lending them World Spriggan or Rage Longinus, and this is the only Bey that can keep up with them that is like, I'm willing to lend to them to make it fair at least. So they can use a heavily modded Bey that's like almost 2 OP against my unmodded Beys that are still kind of 2 OP. So yeah, there we go. The only one that can beat it is probably Dynamite Belly Out, or just Belly Out in general. Terrifying, my guy. That Bey is one scary Beyblade. I should be getting it soon though, which would be great. I mean, so yeah, this isn't going to be too long of a video. I was just showing you guys what type of mods and tools I like to use. But I did forget one thing. There's a few mods that I wouldn't recommend. There's actually one mod that I use, but I wouldn't recommend to most people. It's shoving putty inside of the center, because what it can do is when you put the Beyblade inside, it can get putty inside the driver, like underneath this white piece, which can damage over time. So I wouldn't recommend it for everyone unless you're using a Beyblade that you don't really care about. And if you guys want, you can scan that code. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Let's switch the angle a little bit of the camera, but yeah, there you go. Take a screenshot or something. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't shove putty inside of the center of your Bey, it's bad for it. And I'll see you guys in the next battle video. Peace out.